Okay, today's class is all about PC maintenance. We're going to be talking about PC maintenance, so please turn off your cell phones, hold your questions till the end of the presentation, take your side conversations outside the classroom. Do not shout out, use the mic when asking questions. Is everybody clear on that?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. PC Maintenance 101. We're going to be talking about maintenance in different ways. I'm going to be using several analogies. One is your car. Consider the PC like your car. What do you have to do to maintain your car? Well, if you're a driver, you usually have some type of a maintenance schedule. It might be one that's in your owner's manual or something you can see online. But there's a schedule that keeps your car running. It tunes it up to perfection, gives you the best gas mileage, gives you the best performance on the highway and on the road. Well, it's the same thing with the body. To get peak performance in an athlete, you have to tune up an athlete. That's a combination of exercise, it's a combination of diet, it's mental focus, and it's physical condition. Well, all of these things that we're talking about also reflect on a personal computer. The process of everything is called optimization. So if you put it all into one word, optimizing a PC would mean getting it to perform to its absolute best efficiency and peak performance. Could mean speeding it up, could mean getting rid of stuff that's in it that doesn't need to be there, a variety of factors that we're going to consider along the way. Let's read this together, everybody. A properly maintained computer will provide you with more speed and efficiency regardless of your hardware and setup configuration. Just take a look at that statement. The most important word is regardless. So if you have a PC that's tuned up properly, it doesn't matter what you have inside it. It doesn't matter if you have a PC or a Mac. It doesn't matter if you have Windows XP or Windows 7 or Windows 8 or Windows Vista. It doesn't matter what type of graphics card you might have in there. It doesn't matter what type of other components you have. So it will provide you with more speed and efficiency if you follow the tips that I'm going to show you today. So we're going to look at some computer care basics that everybody should be doing. And then we'll later on look at the frequency you should be doing them and how important they are to maintain the life of your PC or your Mac, if you've got one. First, place your equipment in a clean area. Oh, I've gone to many, many homes in Century Village. I wouldn't even go near the desktop where they've got the computer. The sides, there must be lint there from years that hasn't been vacuumed. There's bobby pins on the floor, safety pins, whatever else is on there. All kinds of schmutz, as we say in Yiddish. Dirt and pieces, schmutzig, schmutz. Place your equipment in a clean area. Make sure it's clean, dust and smoke free, and well ventilated and lit, and temperature humidity controlled. Now that's very good advice whether you're a year-rounder or a snowbird, but especially if you're a snowbird and you leave your PC in your condo or whatever, your home, and you're going away. It's got to be properly secured because during the summer you're going to have terrible storms. You know it. You might lose power and you might lose, your temperature and humidity control. And dust, smoke, and moisture are the big enemies of all electronic components, not just PCs. Yes? Gabby?
This is something I always wondered about because we carry our cell phones with us and our tablets with us. So we go from an air-conditioned home out into your hot car, you drive here, and then you walk again in the humidity, and then you come inside to another air-conditioned place. Don't you have condensation on the inside of the devices that we're carrying?
Absolutely. You do get condensation.
Doesn't that mess?
It can, but there are other things that you can do that we're going to discuss that will, you'll hold that question. That's a good question. Inspect and clean your equipment on a regular basis. That will keep it running cool. What happens is your fans inside of your computer, your desktop or whatever, or even your laptop, can get full of dust over time. And laptops have a habit of getting hot underneath. If they get hot, it can hurt the efficiency of the machine over time. So you get a little laptop cooler, they call them, that fits underneath a laptop that has fans that keeps the laptop cool. Well, with a PC, you use a can of compressed air, which you can buy in any of the computer stores or warehouse stores or whatever. They're not that cheap, but they last a long time. And they're almost like WD-40. They come with a little, what do you call that, tube? Yeah, a tube. And you don't shake them, because if you shake them, you can get frostbite in your hand, because there's a refrigerant in there that's used. They use it, TC or TV technicians use this also when they spray out things in a TV or something to keep components clean. And you use it on your fans. Of course, you turn off your computer at this time. Turn it off. If you know how to open your machine, and you all should, you should look in your user's or owner's manual, learn how to open your machine. Sometimes it's a matter of taking screws out, or the modern machines have just this latch that you just click up and the side just pops right off. There you can see all the dust accumulated. You should be cleaning out your fan all the time to watch for dust. And remember that you turn off your power, and ideally unplug the power from the back of the computer when you do that, just to avoid shock, because remember, you're opening up very sensitive components. So inspect and clean your equipment on a regular basis. A great way to increase the efficiency of your computer is to add as much RAM, random access memory, as possible for increased speed, efficiency, and peak performance. Now, how many people have Windows XP? Okay, you're sort of limited because XP has a 4 gigabyte barrier on RAM. That's as far as you can go. And if you have an XP machine, it normally doesn't even see 4 gigabytes. It sees about 3.25, 3 1/4. So if you have a 32-bit system, you're also limited to 4 gigs of RAM. Anybody with a 32-bit, you've got a 4 gig limit. If you have a 64-bit system, you can put in 16 all the way up to 128, depending on what your RAM configuration is inside of your computer. What will more RAM do? Who can tell me? What's one thing it will do? Yes?
It will speed up the processing.
It will speed up the processing. Number 2, what will it do? Come on, we've talked about this many times. If it speeds up the processing, what's it going to do?
Holds more information.
It will, well, hold information, sort of. What is RAM? Who can define it for me? RAM is called random access memory. Bill?
It's a volatile memory which will disappear when you shut it off.
That's right. It's a memory that is only used when you're booting up your system or when you're using programs. But as soon as you turn off your computer, it disappears. That's why we call it volatile temporary memory. Okay? What I was looking for is when you have more RAM in your system, you are able to open more programs at one time without degrading the overall quality of the system. And this is called what? Hey? Multitasking. Multitasking. More RAM you have, the more programs you can open. You can have a document open, you can have a video running, you can have a special application on, and none of the applications, as long as they're open, will affect the overall performance of your PC. So the more RAM you have, the better off you are. Now, first thing you got to do is learn how to run a clean computer. Pay very careful attention to this, please. Update your antivirus program. Very important. If you want a clean machine, it's got to be virus-free. If you have one antivirus program, make sure you update it either manually or automatically. And don't trust even automatic updates sometimes. I keep doing it manually until there's no more updates available. The reason is because your updates come from a server, and that server is usually out of the country, and many people who try to access it to update it make it very busy. So it may not be able to give you the updates at the time that you want it. But try later on during off-peak hours. I don't even know what off-peak is anymore. There's people on 24/7. Will make it easier experience for you. Update your anti-spyware programs. Very important as well. They're different than an antivirus program. And spyware is when you get pop-ups all over the place. Then you know you got a problem. Antivirus programs don't generally give you, or viruses don't give you pop-ups. They give you strange things that happen to your machine. But if you get what's called a Trojan horse infection, they can drop spyware with it onto your machine. Update your Windows security. Every Tuesday, Microsoft comes out with a whole bunch of these patches and stuff. And it will say, if you have it set on your computer to automatically let you know when Windows updates are available, I have mine set to just let me know, but let me decide whether to install them. You can go to Windows Update from the search, just type in Windows Update or whatever, and it will let you know what to do from there. But it's very important that you update your Windows security. XP users are going to have a big problem on April 8th because that's when Microsoft is taking away the update capability for Windows XP users. Hold that question, please. And also for Office 2003. Even though I understand they're extending Microsoft Security Essentials and the Windows malicious software removal tool. However, that still leaves you very vulnerable. And hackers are counting on it. Turn on your firewall. Know where it is. At least keep the Windows firewall on. You can have a software firewall. You can have a hardware firewall. If you have a router, you probably have a hardware firewall already. Make sure that it is set at the highest level possible. Okay? The highest level is usually above WEP. It's called WPA, Wi-Fi Protected Access, and it should be set at least PSK level, pre-selection key, or you can go to AES, which is the government style encryption. Routers generally that are several years old have the WPA option. Hang on one second.
Barry,